On SUN969, it's time to welcome one of our previous staff members here at SUN969, one of the old breakfast announcers. He's back in town for the races. And that's what he does all the time. He's around the world doing races, calling them. Patrick Comerford, hello. How are you?
Nige, yeah, good to be with you. Thanks for having us on. And big weekend of racing here in the Red Centre. It's back to the original dates. I'm sure there'll be plenty of people very excited to be getting out to Ladbrokes Pioneer Park this weekend.
Look, we'll get into that in a second. But what have you been doing since you were sitting in this same studio doing the radio show many years ago? When were you here? What years?
2017 to 2019. So it was Pat's morning grind, and it seems like many moons ago. It's great to be back in the Alice. Not too much has changed since I've been here. It's been great to get back and see many familiar faces over the last day or two. But here for the week, and really excited to get involved with the racing this weekend. It's going to be very excited. But I moved to New Zealand after here for a little while, and then spent some time in Singapore and now in Dubai. So the horse racing has sort of taken me around and given me an opportunity to, I guess, explore the world, and really loving it.
Well, we'll talk to you about Dubai in just a sec, but I tell you what, how do you feel being back in this room, back in this town, like coming into the studio now? What are your emotions? What do you feel?
Yeah, look, I mean, it's great. I mean, I have a lot to thank about obviously SUN969, 8HA, and also the racetrack for, I guess, kick-starting my career.
Yeah.
When I moved here, I was a little greenhorn. I hadn't had a radio job before. I moved up from Melbourne, and Alice Springs in more ways than one sort of really shaped who I am, and also kick-started my career for the better. So I mean, coming back here is very sentimental. I've brought my fiancée back this week, who I met after I'd left Alice Springs.
So you met her in New Zealand?
Yeah, met her in New Zealand. Yeah. So getting her to experience Central Australia, it's a place I talk up so often, and it does need a lot more people talking it up than it does get. So it's not
such a bad place, really, is it?
Oh, mate, I love it. It's fantastic.
This is my second stint here. I was back here in the early 2000s, and honestly, I don't think a lot has changed here.
Not at all.
No. Now, Dubai, you're in Dubai. Mm-hmm. There's a lot going on in Dubai at the moment. We're seeing it all on the telly.
Yeah.
How do you feel? Are you feeling safe? Or?
Yeah, look, I mean, it's amazing what they have done. The UAE government to sort of keep the place as protected as possible. They have really made it their mission to, and they've been preparing for this for a very long time.
Yeah, obviously,
that this is going on, and this is going to be going on around them. So, it's amazing that you can be so close to it and not feel unsafe at all. So, it's business as usual in the UAE. They're kicking on as if it's normal, and looking forward to getting back there for my fourth season. Calling the races in the Emirates from September onwards.
So you've been basically calling races ever since you left the Alice, and this weekend are you calling the races? Or
I'll get a chance to call. Dean Jones is going to be gracious enough to give me a call on the Monday, so I'm looking forward to that. But most of the jobs are going to be MC roles, presenting on the day, and just basically doing anything the Turf Club sort of asked me to do in regards to sort of promoting. So we've got the barrier draw on tonight. That's going to be fantastic. We've got the Red Centre luncheon for the Alice Springs Carnival tomorrow. That's at the convention centre out at Lassiter's Casino. Followed up by obviously the races on the Saturday.
Yep, the family day.
The Calcutta on the Sunday, and then Alice Springs Cup Day on the Monday as well. Back to its original date. So looking forward to it.
Loving that idea, because last year it wasn't there, and a lot of people said, let's bring it back to the Monday. So they've done that. Mm-hmm. It's a great day, and I'm looking forward. I might even get along. I'll go to the Bangtail muster in the morning and be involved in that, and then it's really good to have both those events on the one day in town. And you've got the buses too from the casino, so it's easy to get along. So if you're going to have a bevy, as they say, you have a nice way of getting back into town. For
sure. Look, they've really prepared for people to be able to make that transit from town out to the racecourse. So they've obviously thought of all those angles, and hopefully plenty of people are utilising it. As you said, it's always been this weekend a very, very busy long weekend in Central Australia, and there are a lot of events that do tie up with each other, but hopefully plenty of people can sort of make it work, and we'll eventually see plenty of people out at Pioneer Park on Monday especially.
So, look, it's great to have you in town and very excited. So you're catching up with some old friends and all that sort of thing?
Yeah, it's been fantastic, Nige. I'm really excited to see, many old faces, and it's been really good. I owe a lot of my career and success to Alice Springs, and not only to the station here, but also to the racetrack as well, for sort of kickstarting my career, and getting back and seeing many familiar faces, many people who were big supporters of mine early doors, and have certainly shaped my career today. So it's it's really sentimental to be back.
Look, it's great to have you back in town. When do you head off? When are you here till?
Here till Tuesday. So very good to have sort of a full week here. Was able to get out to Yulara and back. I know that's a big journey.
Nice.
It's been 9 and a bit hours in the car, but fiance is here with me. So I met her in New Zealand after I left Alice Springs. So she's never been here before.
No.
So getting a chance to sort of experience Central Australia and
show her around.
Show her around, and exactly, and
good.
get to experience all that Central Australia has to offer,
and how that's kind of shaped you as well. So
for sure.
Kind of learn a little bit more about what's made you the person you are today, and
100%.
the person she met just after you left here. So that's really cool. So, well, good luck with it. You're heading back to Dubai later this year.
Back to Dubai in September. Very excited to get back for my 4th season there. But look, plenty of water under the bridge between now and then. We've got a couple of nice stints, a little bit of time home with the family here in Australia before I head back in late September. But this one's been in the works for a couple of months, and I've been counting down the days to getting back here for the carnival, and really looking forward to it.
I'm going to sound like a cliche here, but say hi to your mum and dad for me. I spent a bit of time with them. I've got to tell our little story. The only time I ever met you, and I've kept in touch with you through social media since then, but you brought down a piece of equipment from the radio station here. I used to own a radio station at the Rock, right? We're just talking about the Rock. And so you brought down a piece of equipment, and I had to pick that piece of equipment up from your place in Melbourne.
Correct.
And you were running a bit late. The plane was running late, which is so normal. I've had that again in the last week or so, but we won't go there. And the plane was running a bit late, and so I'm hanging out there, and your mum and dad made me feel so welcome in your house there that day. They offered me wine. I couldn't because I was driving. They offered me everything. I think I had some nibbles. They were having a bit of a celebration because you were coming back from here for, I don't know, maybe it was just for a brief stint, and also your sibling had just finished school. So it was like a really big celebration that night, and I was there, and I felt like I was a bit like in the way, but they made me feel very welcome while I hung out, waited for the piece of equipment, and then I let you guys go for it. After that, I took off. But it was really nice to meet you then. So that's our little story, our little piece of history.
Exactly.
But so it's everything kind of moves in circles in the radio industry. I think it's that kind of industry, and so we were just talking off air about places I've worked where you've worked, and and people and I know. It's just crazy, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. You think it's a big industry, but there's it has many crossovers in many ways. So,
and here I am now sitting in the same chair you sat in many years ago.
Exactly.
It's quite funny at my second stint in the Alice, if you like. But anyway, well, thank you so much for joining us today. We've run out of time, but don't forget the big races on this weekend. We've got the Saturday one, the Family Day, and of course the Carnival concluding on Monday with the Cup. It's going to be huge. So get out to Pioneer Park and see Patrick in action everywhere right through in the next few days. Enjoy your time back in the Alice.
Thank you, Nigel. Really appreciate it. And look, bring on a busy weekend of racing and events for this really good long weekend here in Central Australia. We might be able to bring a few things in, I reckon. It'll be nice and busy, but really appreciate you having me on.
Thanks, Patrick Comerford here on SUN969.